said, it goes back to history, and that's where Randall and I met on the sacred geometry front. Is because if you look at sacred geometry, it's all about geometric structures, following an underlying truth. Yep, they're following the framework you can't see is scaffolding that's built the things you can see, and that's what I've been trying to work on. Is forget about what the building is. What the framework that created that building? It had to be scaffolding. Where was it and what was it? And I think that's
15 minutes. That's pole.
The truth of the matter. Going back in history, because it seems like that. Sorry.
I just did want to pause and let everybody know that
Follow
we're going to
the
give
safety
away
car
a pass
in the left
to
column.
Conference. So in case people are dropping off, we want to stay on a little bit longer, and I want to go deep dive on some of this. Anybody can drop off if they want. I'm going to send Kelly. I know he has got a big event tomorrow, right? The biggest wildlife expo and fundraiser in the state that he leads. So he's got to go work on that. We'll let him go, but I wanted to also offer the Megafauna Pass. Beckett Fusick, who is our producer and my partner, has the ability to give away a ticket, if I understand, Beckett. And I have lost your chat, Beckett, because I had to come in and out, so I can't see chat. So however the Megafauna Pass is to be given, please let us know how that works, and we will make sure somebody gets a free pass to the conference. Okay, so I'll wait to hear in the chat about that and continue on a little bit with the conversation. And as soon as I hear how we give it away.
And I'll say hello, say goodbye to everyone. Great to see everyone. Can't wait to see you in Greensboro. We're really looking forward to having you. I am personally invested in this conference.
He is, man. I mean, you guys got better things.
Okay, Bo. Nice and neat. Stay out of trouble.
I'm really excited. I am a newbie.
Green, let's go.
But,
15 minutes remaining. 15 minutes to go.
Have a good night tomorrow night. I know you'll knock it out. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, bring me one, will you? Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna get down and dirty.
Down and dirty with Jim Nord.
Let me see if it'll work.
Nice start, mate. Well done.
George a little gift here. I'm sorry you guys can't have one right out of the ice here.
Yeah, I'm gonna drink one for every year. Thank you, Kelly.
We should probably sing you happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Joe.
Threw myself a party.
Happy birthday,
y'all are wonderful. Okay, Matt Bell.
Son of a
we don't want to miss Matt here, so we're going to kind of forward to an introduction and also bring him into the conversation, okay? Because Matt is a very significant person on the scene now, and he's entirely unique. First of all, he's the host of a fantastic podcast on our subjects who has had close to a half dozen of the speakers on Limitless with Matt Bell on YouTube, okay? And it is a well-produced podcast. He has built his own studio. It was a fantastic interview, and I enjoyed doing it 3 weeks ago in Sarasota. He's going to be having other people, too. Kind of like Cliff. He kind of falls in the same category as Cliff, where he's a communicator about this stuff, and is going to be helping us get the word out, helping us sell passes, but helping us because, not for economic reasons, but just to kind of bring some of this stuff to life. Matt, here is his lane, other than just podcasting. He is a fourth-generation CEO, which can't be ignored, and Bell's Stores in Sarasota, Florida is a very large national concern, like in 26 states or something like that, but dominates Florida. Yeah.
23, close enough. Yeah.
23, nice. But you're not, every other shopping center in Florida has a Bell's store in it of one type or another, probably. And fourth generation, so his great-grandfather started it. It's over 100 years, and it's just a wonderful institution in Sarasota, Florida. Has thousands of employees. So Matt's got better things to do too. But what he has chosen to do, in addition to publicizing some of these ideas, is
stay between the lines,
he's
please,
become
Bob.
a patron to these objects. Right?
Vases, yes, sir.
Vases. So I'm going to turn it right over to him because it's kind of hard to thumbnail this. You don't need to thumbnail it, do elevator. Go ahead and give it to us, but it's hard to explain why these are special sometimes. I get caught up trying to make it seem as damn important as it is when you first explain it. But Matt, you give us a shot.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I appreciate the introduction. Excited to be here, man. I'm literally here for fun. You know, I mean, this is like a hobby. I quit all my other ridiculous hobbies and decided to, to explore topics that I'm interested in for the first time in my life. So that's what I'm doing with you guys. And so I appreciate being a part of this, this crazy crew. You guys are amazing.
You're a welcome new entrant.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And I have had the opportunity to chat with about a half dozen of you guys so far. It's just been amazing. I've had some really good episodes, some really good conversations.
The guy behind has just done a 142.3.
I used to say bases until I interviewed Ralph Ellis and Johanna. You know, it was changed the pronunciation there to something a little bit more sophisticated. But I think everybody, kind of knows the story behind them.
Please give it then. It might be new to people.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Ben Van Kerkwijk obviously he does a tremendous job.
Yeah, go slow down a little bit more there, you idiot.
This topic about a year ago, and there's this class of artifacts that comes out of
the gap to Ritzy behind is now 3.2.
Hardstone vases that. It might not even be the right word. We don't really know what they were used for when they were originally created, but they're absolutely beautiful. And I think the first really big just discovery that came about these things was the level of precision that was involved in a lot of their manufacture, and that as it relates to perfect circles. And so that one right there that George is holding is what we call the spinner vase, and if you measure that thing in a circular form around really any level from bottom to the upper lip, you're going to find that it's within just 3 or 4 thousandths of an inch of perfect symmetry, perfect roundness. And so there's a lot of them that are like that share that level of precision. But the really
nice one, bud. This is terrific. Exactly what we came here for. 10 minutes remaining. 10 minutes. Track limits. Watch those lines.
To do a lot of work on is it goes well beyond just the roundness of the precision of these things. So these were actually created using an ancient system of measure called the Royal Cubit, which I think probably a lot of people are familiar with the Royal Cubit.
The Royal Cubit,
and there are 7 fingers in a hand, and so 7 times
fastest lap for Lau, 141.2.
And a finger is 18.714 millimeters, so just shy of 2 centimeters. And all of these things are measuring to specific finger units at different parts of the artifact. So the height on some of them might be 4.0 fingers. The width might be 6.0 fingers. The lip diameter might be 3.333 fingers. So what I'm learning by scanning these things,
but they're always kind of round numbers.
They are. So every artifact is using a specific subunit of the finger. And so every artifact is really using either Johanna. Every artifact is really using
the gap to Ritzy behind is now
the
1 second.
The 1/8 or 1/9 of a finger as a subunit, and they're not bouncing back and forth between those fractions in the same base, in the same artifact. They're all using the same. So if one is a 1/6 on one measurement, it's going to be a 1/6 on another measurement. And I'm measuring these things in like 8 different places. And so it's very like they're measuring in it, and I've just got a couple of them scanned, and so when you scan them, you get down to 1,000th of a millimeter, which is ridiculous, and I plug this into the spreadsheet that I've created, and
you've just done a 141.6.
The tolerances that they're holding to these measurements are to within. It's the same level of precision that we see in the roundness of the artifact. So in a lot of cases, it's even significantly better than the tolerances that we're seeing in the roundness of the artifact. So it's crazy. I mean, it's absolutely crazy that not only do they have it in terms of the product itself, the vase itself, but the manufacturer of these things was able to take a specific unit of measure and somehow, with hand tools, apparently, I mean, I don't know how these things are not considered to be.
Okay, Bo, you're halfway home. Got plenty of fuel.
This analysis that I'm going to release comes out, but they're hitting precise royal finger measurements, and so on most of them they do use subunits. So we've also kind of discovered the subunits of the royal finger, which is a 1/6, an 1/8, and a 9th. But on like the big one that I just got and measured, it's the biggest one that I had. Every measurement on it, and there's 6 or 7 or 8 measurements on this thing. Every one of them is to a whole royal finger. So it's actually, they skip the subunits on the big one. They're just going to the whole royal finger
Matt.
on all of them. Yeah. So it's crazy. It's
Matt,
like mind-blowing. Yeah, please.
Okay, just interrupt. This a really, really important information. Because I don't know whether you saw the podcast with George and who were we with there? With
Adam. Yeah, I saw
Adam.
Adam Young. Yep.
Adam. Did you see that, Matt?
I did, yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that you realise
Your lap time was at 1:42.0.
The Royal Cuban is your 5184 number. It's the amount of distance that the moon travels in 24 hours, 5184. The Royal Cuban is 14 point, if I'm right, 58 inches.
That's the Riemann.
To the Royal Cuban.
The Riemann is related
Riemann,
to the Royal Cubit as the side of a square is to its diagonal. So 14.58 is the Riemann, and 20.6265 is the Royal Cubit. So they're perfectly geometrically related.
Yeah.
Great, fantastic. So, but the point is that it's related to time, and the angle that comes through with 51.84, and the distance. The moon travels its own diameter every hour, so therefore
The gap to Ritzy behind is increasing. It's now 5.2 seconds.
What I was thinking, that those numbers all relate together, so that proves that they are, the old knowledge, not, and which is all to do with the ancients measuring system, and that puts it back. And also, what I pointed out was you can't do that thing. But anyway, I wanted to put that over because that's really important. Time itself is directly related to the cubit.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah.
Hey, we might need to walk it. Listen, this is
just 5 minutes left. Hold your nerve. We can win this.
All this stuff is true, and I don't think we'd be on this call unless we thought it was a damn good that it's all true. Then that's some of the most important communication in modern history right there. That you've got a guy, Matt,
That
God
was
bless him, who has gone out
141.1.
and measured these things with tools. This is not one. This is 3D printed by Matt, actually. Okay, believe me, I wouldn't be welding it around. In fact, when I was in Matt's conference room at their big corporate headquarters, and he had them all out on the table, he's got more than 50 of them. Each of them priceless. I mean, these are truly priceless. I said, Matt, you need to get a shag carpet in here. Ugly as it would be, just put a shag carpet, because at some number it's going to profit.
Yeah.
And
a lot of them would put dents in the floors right now.
Malcolm can help tie this to sacred geometry, and Randall can as well. Yeah. And I think that's really, really important. And hey, Cliff, I didn't want to leave you out of the fun here, buddy. And I don't mean to put in a shotgun marriage, but I tell you, it would be interesting to have an Earth Ancients on kind of that
Earth Ancients.
We're
going to have Ben on. He's already scheduled for March, so we'll promote the conference when he's on the program. So we'll be great. Yeah, I've been following the Vazes since Chris Dunn introduced them probably 10 years ago. I was in Saqqara last year. An archaeologist was introduced to me, and he sold me the top of one of the vases. I couldn't have taken it out of the country, the complete vase, but I was shocked at the perfection of the lip on this vase. It's huge.
Cliff, that's funny you'd say that. That's what I've asked and I asked Matt and others, I want just a piece of one. I can't afford a whole one.
That last lap was a 141.5.
Give me a broken one. Just exactly the top.
Adam was on the show. This is probably 8 years ago, and he bought one of the early collector's pieces. Back then it was a few thousand. Now
Adam Young one?
The gap to Ritzy behind is increasing. It's now 7.1.
$20,000, and it's like, my God. And the saying goes that apparently when they first discovered this cache of artifacts in one of the levels of the Dojor pyramid.
Okay, Bo, you've got half your fuel left.
Of these remarkable, it's like they were collecting them and stashing them away.
Yeah, from a previous age. Yeah.
Yeah,
The stewards have warned us for cutting the track. Keep it between the white lines.
2 minutes.
Because it's like, I don't know anybody who has the volume that you just showed.
Just 2 minutes left. 2
Matt
minutes to go.
Yeah,
I've been pretty aggressive.
Yeah, you've become a very significant collector. I hope it's okay to say that there is no retail market anymore until it comes past Matt. And
You
I've
used to be able
watched.
to get them on eBay. According to Adam, you could get them on eBay, but now it's a Sotheby's show, which means that they're
And
10 grand for a...
Matt and Adam are kind of responsible for that. That it's a small enough market that it doesn't take a whole lot of action. Can you speak
That's
to
why
that,
I feel
Matt, if
very
you want to?
gratified. I paid $50 for the top
Dang.
race.
That's what I want, man.
Yeah, you're not going to get much
Come on, Bo.
prominence
One more
out
lap.
of the race
Keep it
from
together.
eBay,
We'll
I
win
don't
this.
think.
No.
But yeah, the prices have gone up significantly in the last year. I mean, they've gone up probably 3 times or 4 times in the last
Can
year.
I
Really,
ask
since
you, Matt,
since
what you
Ben's
paid
talking
for your
about.
last piece?
Yeah. You can ask, but I don't get into all that stuff.
You can ask all you want.
Yeah,
Well,
ask whatever
what
question
they,
you
the,
want.
the other way to go about that would be,
Did you
is
lose
it
an arm or a leg?
$1 sign or is it $3 sign?
I did good on crypto a couple of
An
years
arm or a
ago,
leg?
so I reinvested in
Hey, real quick, and I want to
You gotta
continue
bargain.
talking, but
Yeah.
just in case the fella drops off, the winner of the free Megafauna Pass is Mr. Nick Moore. So here it is for Nick for joining us today. We look forward to seeing him.
Nick?
All right.
Yeah, Nick Moore wins the Megafauna
Nick.
Pass. We'll do that a little more smoothly next time. I was kind of shut out of the chat there for a while. I get it now. So congratulations, Nick. We look forward to being in touch with you and seeing you in June, buddy. Okay, let's move on with the conversation if y'all are still into it, man. I think we're starting to dig some things up.
Hey, Matt, just another thing. Matt, did you ever use the Tibetan singing bowls? Have you ever full vase that's completely intact?
You've got 10 minutes of fuel remaining.
Got lots of them that are
Yeah,
completely
60.
intact. Yeah, and I have tried that to use a speaker and hold the speaker over the top of it and change the frequency and see where the resonant frequency. What is it called? I've tried that test.
Well done,
and
Bo.
I've just-
Great win.
I'm just
You deserve
barely,
that
like,
today.
on the forefront of that. I've really been spending most of the time, trying to get them scanned, get them back, and check how they fit into this finger system, how they fit into this measuring system.
Specifically, I don't know whether you've ever seen it in the and sometimes they use a stick or a rock. To
Oh, sure, yeah,
run around the rim, like
Yep.
a glass where you put your finger on it.
Yep.
because
I think he's
they're,
going off to
they're
get
in the
one.
water.
God, I just don't want to hear
Like,
something
I
crack
believe
to the
that's
ground.
Going off to
Here's
get
one I
one.
made earlier. Ah, yeah.
Right?
On the outside.
On the outside? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Just got it. So, yeah.
Okay.
That's beautiful,
Yeah.
man.
Well, I wondered whether it was a plasmoid generator, because what I've seen of singing bowls in Tibet from my teacher there when I was 16, he had a singing bowl, and it actually, the water jumps up out off the surface when you hit a certain resonance.
Hey, JR, how are
Like
you?
a reverse
Sorry,
raindrop.
in the
It's
middle of.
quite amazing. Or like
Appreciate that.
Tibet-
And yeah, those bonsais
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
took me a little
Mhm.
time trimming those. I got a few more to trim. I'm gonna make some other videos
So
about
play
them
around
soon,
with
but
the frequency.
haven't just yet. I got a couple more videos I have made too that I need to upload, but it takes so goddamn long to upload a video from your phone, so I'll figure it out soon enough. All right, got that little win there. Man, I wish that Porsche Cup car wasn't so shitty to drive. I just can't figure out the brakes on that thing. I'd like to do that Nürburgring combined race.